What advice do you got, Travis, to just people listening? They're putting offers in. Maybe they're not getting the offer accepted. Maybe they're thinking about buying a house. They're not sure if they can. What's some great advice you can hand out?
The one that I would do the most is just do your research on who you're working with, not just your agent, which you're probably going to go to Zillow or Redfin or wherever website out there and
or at least Google them, right?
Yeah, Google them. See,
Google Kyle Whissel.
He's done one deal in the last year, or he's like Kyle, and they've done 300 deals in the last year. So who do you want to work for? Considering you don't necessarily pick up the tab as the buyer, the seller pays the commission for the agent. So you can basically drive a Ferrari or you can drive a Pinto for the exact same price. So do your research there. Same with the mortgage professional. You want to make sure that they have good reviews, that they're not constantly getting written up for over promising, under delivering, which happens quite a bit. Where they just you're approved, yeah, which is a yes man. So you want to actually make sure I say the home, the fun is in the home, not in the loan. So we understand no one wants to give up their tax returns and financials and stuff, but you got to eat your vegetables, and you got to do that before you go, or else you're going to have problems in your transaction. Which is why we actually have so many great reviews online, and people can find us that we have smooth transactions, and that's why other people like to accept loans or offers that come with team home loans. So not only is it you want to have a good agent that's well connected, but someone like yourself that's been in the industry forever is a lot of these agents, and they know you. So they say, if this guy's coming over from Team Home Loans and Jason Hall, he's already closed like 4 deals in the past, with me and my company. I can pretty much trust that if I accept his borrower's offer, it's going to get through. Because at the end of the day, that's what they care about. They care about getting an offer that's, if they're, offering with a loan, that loan will actually happen.
So who you work with matters.
Yeah, precisely. So, that's the slogan there at Whissel. And
right.
We could definitely piggyback off of that as well, because we definitely know quite a few agents in the area. They know us. We have a glowing reputation.
Yeah, we've got a great reputation. We're out there helping people. I've been doing this for over 20 years, know a lot of agents in town, hundreds and hundreds of them. I can tell you some of the good ones, some of the bad ones, the ones to stay away from, the ones to work with. But some of the best advice I would tell people is it's good to work with a home team. You want to work, when I mean home team, when you're trusting your largest investment that you're probably ever going to make in your life, and that's purchasing your primary residence, whether it's $100,000, which doesn't really exist anymore in San Diego, which I used to do, or whether it's a $500,000, $700,000, $1 million, why would you trust somebody you'll never be able to meet? So many mortgage companies are now handled not only out of the county, not only out of our state, they are handled out of our country. Some of the largest institutions, Bank of, and I won't mention who they are, actually handles their mortgage operations overseas. Pretty close to probably where I was in the Virgin Islands. Do you want to trust your largest investment? Send your personal credit report, your tax returns, pay stubs with somebody who's making $4 an hour, not here that you can sit down with locally. Maybe you can sit down with one person here, but not the whole team. The unique thing about Team Home Loans or branch of Synergy One Lending that Craig Sewing is a huge advocate for, knows all the owners and partners of that, you can sit down with the president, Tori Larson. Sorry, Tori. You can sit down with Tori, the president of Synergy One, if you need to. You can sit down with Tim. Tim's the CFO, and his brother Tyler's the CFO. I guess Tim kind of does everything as the youngest brother. You could sit down with myself, Anthony Finney, director of operations, all of us. We're one of the few mortgage companies that is headquartered here in San Diego. So that's what I mean by home team. It's a huge thing.
And just like I said, knowing a lot of times we've actually done business with the seller's agent, and they recognize us. And versus I've literally, right now the market's hot. We all know that. So
a lot of activity,
a lot of offers on the properties very quickly at asking price over. So who do you pick? Like, there's 5 offers here. Which one do you pick? Usually it's one that you might recognize.
It's not always the highest price.
It's not.
Because a lot of these prices all come in. They want highest and best. Oh, well, I'll give you the same. Well, if you're all shooting the same, the seller and the listing agent has to decide, what offer do I pick?
Yeah. Which one is going to blow up? Which one's actually going to go through? And this one is coming from an internet lender, which doesn't even have a loan officer look at it. Like some computer looked at a screenshot and said, "Okay, you're good." I literally have heard stories where sellers agents have rejected that. They just won't even consider it because their job, if it goes sour during the transaction, they could be fired by the seller's agent and they can be replaced very quickly and they lose a commission. So they need to make sure they pick whichever deal is going to close at the highest price for their seller. But closing is more important than highest price, because if I offer you $1 million and it doesn't close, you got nothing.
You got nothing. I'd rather get 900 that closes than $1 million that never closes. And that should make sense to most of you listening. So.